Mark my words now. Remember this very clearly. 3 things came out. A, drinking alcohol is very bad for health. Drinking alcohol is very bad for health. I am repeating it second time. Because a lot of doctors tell you, drink a little couple of pecks of wine, red wine, it is good for your heart. Absolute myth. There's nothing. Even a drop of alcohol is not good for health. I am not saying a drop of alcohol is bad for health, but there is no evidence to say that even a drop of alcohol is good for health. Alcohol is not good for health at all. Alcohol damages the liver, of course, first. Alcohol damages the heart irreparably. That's what's called alcoholic cardiomyopathy, which is a very dangerous disease. Man drops down dead. But that cannot be corrected at all. There's no treatment for that. And then alcohol is bad. 2, tobacco is an enemy number 1. 3, having friends, relations, and happiness, and the more number of friends and relations you are happy with, longer you live, healthier you live, happier you live. So only 3 things. A, don't drink alcohol. B, don't smoke. 3, have lot of friends. Talk to them daily. Make them happy. Make another person happy. You will be happy. How to be happy? Christina, an American poet, has said, if love is what you give away, love is what comes back each day like a mirror. So if happiness is what you give away, happiness is what comes back each day. Supposing I give a lot of happiness to Shah Sahab, happiness will come to me from someone else. Shah Sahab will be happy because of me, but I will be happy because of someone else. Gratitude is the biggest thing. That's the Indian philosophy also says that. Sorry, this is the Delhi weather. The throat gets, slightly inflamed in the weather. Cold air goes in. And the cold air should not go into the throat. The cold air should enter the nose. By the time it comes to the throat, it must be 97 degrees centigrade in Fahrenheit. But here what happens, the Delhi weather, sometimes the cold is so cold that the air comes to the throat also cold. And then it's bad. And also the Eustachian tube. The cold enters through the external ear and goes and hits the outer part of the eardrum. And the whole middle ear gets inflamed. And that changes your voice, gives you this little hacking cough. Number 3. So 3 things came out in this study. 3 things. A study of 90 years. No study has been done in... Now we say, diabetes is bad, hypertension is bad, your blood pressure is bad. We frighten people, right? But is it true? MRFIT study is a large study which studied for 25 years. Multiple risk factor intervention trial. We showed that there are no risk factors at all. Even if there are risk factors, even if you control them, the risk, if there is any, is not controlled. Supposing, let us say, blood pressure is bad. Let us say blood pressure is bad. I am not saying blood pressure is bad. If you control the blood pressure with drugs, the badness, the whatever bad thing you think, will not go away. That will remain. The blood pressure, of course, might be, the record may be good. Diabetes is bad. Your readings may be, every day you go to the doctor and take a reading because you are almost obsessed about it. It may be true, but if diabetes does something else, which is as a consequence of diabetes, that consequence will remain. So the MRFIT study showed, I quote again, there are no risk factors, full stop. The so-called risk factors can be controlled very easily with drugs or intervention, but the risk is not ever removed completely. Now, second thing is, see, nature evolves, and we were like the snake. Let us say we evolved from the snake. From the monkeys, then we came up. In the snake, there is no coronary circulation at all, so the snake doesn't get a heart attack. Why did nature give us a coronary circulation to give heart attack? Probably we needed it. So now we have a special circulation for the heart itself called coronary circulation. There are vessels. Now this is a big business for us. Now we can always, when you go somewhere and say chest, or you go for a complete checkup, they first make you run on a treadmill. That's called GTT. Not GTT. That's called TMT. They make you run on that. And then see the ECG. When you're running, the ECG usually is either up or down. So it doesn't really mean much. But they say it's borderline positive. Then they'll say we'll do an angiogram. Absolutely no idea, because angiogram is not a diagnostic test of anything. Because even school-going children, if you do an angiogram, they will have blocks. But when once you are doing an angiogram, they see a block and then frighten you and say, look, you have a block in this vessel. So I can't even let you go home. You must have an operation right now, or you must have a stunt. I call it a stunt, not stent. Right now. Then you say, why doctor, I have to go home and come. No, I can't assure you. You may go home, but you will. I can't assure you that you will come back alive. But if I'll tell you one very simple method to get out of that. You simply tell them, doctor, I'm sorry, I don't have the money. I'll get some money and then come back. They won't touch you. Then they'll say, don't worry, you can get some medicines, it's all right. But otherwise they'll say, okay, he's from EMA, then 10 lakhs is nothing, so I must bakrafy him and get him and then do an angiogram and do it. Because how many people in India can afford 10 lakhs? And they, they frighten the wives first. They say, look, your husband's condition is very, very bad. Then she'll say, okay, I'll sell my Mangal Sutra and also get an angiogram done. So angiograms are done left, right and center for people. A lot of people send me an angiogram and say, now tell me what's to be done. So I tell them, I don't know what to do for the angiogram, but I know what to do for your father or mother, but I must examine them first. You see, today clinical medicine has died. You go to the doctor, nobody examines you. They just write tests, a battery of tests, and then write about 100 medicines. It's like a laundry list.